What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. In this video, I'm going to be shooting some sheet metal with my 300 Remington Ultra Mag. I'm going to be using some hand loads. I got 175 grain LRX bullets, 190 grain LRX bullets, and 210 grain cutting edge solids. And we're going to be shooting at multiple sheets of 16 gauge sheet metal. So this is steel sheet metal, and it's a 1/16 of an inch thick, and I have them spaced out about 1.5 inches apart. I'm going to be shooting at them about 50 yards away with this custom 300 Remington Ultra Mag that I have, and it's built off of a CZ 550 375 H&H receiver, and they don't make these receivers anymore. If you're looking for a good base for a custom rifle, look for a CZ 550 receiver for either 375 H&H or 416 Rigby, because they are really strong receivers, and they're also Mauser actions, so they have a big Mauser claw on the bolt, so it reliably feeds and extracts. And I have this Burris XTR2 5 to 25 power scope, and this is a Krieger barrel. It's 26 inches, Cerakoted olive drab. Got my Silencer Co. Hybrid 46, and the stock is just a Bell & Carlson tactical stock. So the 175 grain LRX hand loads will have a muzzle velocity of around 3,450 feet per second, just under 5,000 foot-pounds, or roughly 5,000 foot-pounds. The 190 grain LRX bullets will be going just under 3,400 feet per second, so also right around 5,000 foot-pounds. And then the 210 grain cutting-edge solid will be going around 3,200 feet per second. So we're going to see what the 300 Remington Ultra Mag with max hand loads can do to sheet metal. How many sheets of sheet metal can it penetrate through? What do you guys think? Take a guess, and let's see what happens. All right, guys, got the 300 RUM 16 gauge sheet metal. First shot's going to be with the 210 grain solid hand load. This should be traveling at around 3,200 feet per second out of the muzzle and around 4,800 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. Second shot is going to be with the 190 grain LRX. This one should be traveling at around 3,375 feet per second and around 4,900 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. And then finally, we got the fastest one out of all of them. This is the 175 grain LRX, also a hand load. This one should be going around 3,450 feet per second and generating around 4,600 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. Let's see how many sheets of sheet metal they'll penetrate through. Here we go. Now, the 190. Wow, a lot of sparks. That's insane. Wow, a lot of sparks. Now, the 175. Wow. Wow, a lot of sparks. That's insane. All right, guys, 300 RUM versus 16 gauge sheet metal. Here were my hits. This was the 210 solid, 190 LRX, 175 LRX. And let me show you how many they went through. So we got second sheet here, third sheet, fourth sheet, fifth sheet, sixth sheet, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12. So looks like they penetrated through 11. All right, guys, so here's the 11th sheet. Looks like our 190 LRX penetrated the most, and that one went through 11 cleanly. Look at the size of that hole that it left in the 11th sheet, and then it actually dented the 12th sheet pretty significantly. It actually started to crack it. You can see a little crack in there in the 12th sheet. And right behind it was the 175 grain LRX. And that one poked a good hole, but it didn't go completely through. And then here was our 210 grain solid, which I thought would penetrate the most, but that one only penetrated through 10, and it just fractured the 11th. So looks like our winner is the 190 LRX, followed by the 175 LRX, which penetrated through 10 or 10 and a half, and then the 210 grain solid, which penetrated through 10, almost went through 11. So 11 sheets for the 190 LRX loaded to the max. All of these are very hot loads. So we had 4,900 foot-pounds for the 190 LRX. We had 4,650 for the 175 LRX. And then we had 4,800 for the 210 grain solid. So these are hot 300 RUM loads. These are near max loads. So I'm going to try to find the bullets, and we'll take a closer look at these sheets at home. We'll weigh the bullets, see what kind of weight retention we got, what kind of deformation occurred. But look at this expansion here from these LRX bullets. You can see how they started to expand, and they just left these huge holes through the sheet metal. Check this out. I mean, I can easily fit my thumb in there. It's just pretty insane. Just plowed right through all these sheets. Really impressive.